GG88 back at you from the boiler room. Today we're going to be doing a review of our Burger Time cab. That's right, one of the gyms here in the boiler room. Not only that, but afterward, me and BurgertimeBabe are going to have a little competition to see who is actually better at this. So please stick around, hit that like button, make a comment below, and of course, subscribe. So the first thing we have to take a look at is these side panels. This was the first attempt by Arcade1up to not do those shark fins, and it was quite impressive. Having Chef Peter Pepper on the side, just like the original arcade, definitely gave it some spark, as well as that riser. We know we didn't like him. We don't like him now, but we definitely liked him back then. Now let's move on to the deck here. We see that some great designs that are on here, as well as they had the first player controller and the second player controller. You had all the different characters, as well as the pepper shaker for the second player. And also, too, with that, we had 2 sticks per side, depending on which game that you played. We had a washed out marquee, but a great attempt by Arcade1up, as well as a bezel on here that reflected the original very, very well. That deck definitely did glisten whenever you first got this. It truly was great. Also, too, on the front of this, we had those 4 games slapped on the front of that. This is not something that we like now, but back then, it was okay. One slight modification that we did do was adding this cup holder onto the arcade. It came in quite handy, especially with something that's rare like this. You don't really want drinks sitting on top of it. This was made by 3D Arcade Design on Etsy. A link to that will be below. Now, before moving on to the main event, which is the Burger Time game in and of itself in this cabinet, let's take a look at some of the other games that were included in this cabinet, that being of Karate Champ. So with Karate Champ, originally, there was a lot of rumors and even some leaks that this whole cab was going to be a Karate Champ cab in of itself. Unfortunately, well, maybe not so much unfortunately, it ended up not being that. We still kept the sticks there here at the bottom, but we did not end up getting that Karate Champ cab as of yet, and it doesn't look too bright for in the future for getting that either. Very easy setup in order to get playing here. What's great too about this game that I liked is some people jumped right into it. Me, I've never had played Karate Champ at all. So this was nice that they give this little tutorial here. You can kind of learn different techniques, how to do your kicks, your punches. This is what some have declared as one of the first fighting games that we've ever had, or that was ever to exist. There are some people that say differently on it, but each person will have their own opinion. So let's go do a quick match here with one hand, if you'll notice, and see how it plays. Ooh, got him right there. Not too bad, not too bad. So good, you don't even need. Boom! Got him again. See? That's what we do. That's what we do. All right. I want to go ahead and turn the sound up, too. He's going to get me. Oh, he blocked. Oh, got me because I was distracted by the sound. There we go. And actually, the sound on the cab itself is pretty good. I mean, obviously this is one of Arcade1up's newer model arcades before they were figuring out how to really get some more noise out of their cabs. But overall, this one did fairly well, I truly think. Boom! All right. So there's that one for you, Karate Champ. Let's head over to the next one. Now, one of the main reasons a lot of people had issues with Caveman and Bad Dudes here is that this is on a horizontal, a vertical screen, and these were horizontal games. So in order to make up for that, there's giant bars in each and every one of them that kind of squish the image down, and it's not fun. Like, see, there's half the screen is these giant black bars. As you're playing, you may not notice it very much, but especially in the beginning, it's pretty terrible here. Caveman Ninja, I'm not gonna lie, not a big fan of it. I never really played it as a kid. Didn't really know it existed until I started getting more into to one ups, and it just so happened to be on these. So yeah, I'll give a little bit of gameplay here, but don't expect me to be any good at it. Yep, especially with one hand. Oh, no good. But it does look very nice. I will say that this game, I do. Oh, I'm on fire. I'm very hot. It does look very, 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 very good. Just the game in general does. I think it gives, especially whenever you're playing, Burger Time and Karate Champ, which don't have the best graphically. Um, this game definitely pops versus those ones. And I am not getting very far with one hand. Sorry, guys. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh no! See, I've already died. I didn't get to save the chickadee up there, so oh well. But that one was Caveman Ninja. I don't know what makes him a ninja, but he is that. So let's get off of that Caveman Ninja there, and we'll move on to Bad Dudes. Now, Bad Dudes, it has the same issue as the Caveman Ninjas did, where they squished this to fit it on a vertical screen, even though it's a horizontal game. So again, big black bars, half the screen is just gone. Again, as you're playing, I beat it a few times on here, as you can see, and it hasn't really bothered me. I do end up playing it more though. I had nostalgia for this game from whenever I was a child. This is one of the only ones we had on our NES, and so I usually play it on my NES if I'm going to play it. I don't really pop on my Burger Time cab to start playing this at all. So we can do just a little bit here. I'm on this one. Of course, you have to save the president. Everyone knows. I know in the community too, this happens to be so many people's favorite game, especially P-Dubs. P-Dubs loves this game. That's what I heard. But it is your typical kind of beat 'em up. Um, you're just trying to save the president, and at the end, if you do save him, he says he'll take you out for burgers. So maybe that's why they put it on the Burger Time cab. They're like, hey, you know what? If you get burgers, maybe the Burger Time cab is where it'll fit. But I did appreciate it in the beginning, especially getting this on here. It brought back some memories for me, and actually got me to rebuy it on my NES whenever I was back collecting those. So very, very nice. And I think Mr. Pigman comes out here. There he is. I always call him Pigface, even though he doesn't technically have a big pig face. But overall, doesn't play too bad. Looks good and sounds good too. I mean, I have no complaints about it at all. So that one is Bad Dudes. Let's go ahead and get out of here. 5 seconds on the clock. There we go. Okay, now for the main event. Burger Time in of itself. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. So as you can see, BurgertimeBabe has conquered the leaderboard. I cannot even touch anything that she does on this game. I don't know how she's so good at it, but she is very, very good. So especially whenever we do this battle later between us, it's going to be very interesting to see if I've got the stuff to get past what she's able to do. But with this game, Burger Time, the whole concept of it is you're making burgers. You're bringing them down the board here, and there's different characters that can attack you during that time. If you get them on the patties, it makes the patty, or not patties, but any part of the burger itself, it makes it fall faster. You do have your pepper here, which will stun them for a moment. So if you're caught in a pickle, no pun intended, you will be able to stun them with your pepper and hopefully get away, or even stop them on top of one of the patties so you can make it fall and get more points for that. So I'm going to give it a go here. I'm going to try. This is not the official, okay, guys. This is me just demonstrating the machine. So keep that in mind, because that's a coming. Okay. All right, we got it going here. Let's see. Okay. And see, there's patterns to these two, which Burger Time Babe knows. She knows which way everyone's going to go, usually. Now, I will say the 8-way stick on this, I believe, is a terrible, terrible thing. I don't obviously play it near as much, and Burger Time Babe is used to it, but for me, oh, see, like right there, I can't quite get up the ladder. Oh, there's some more points. Squishing them. So it does affect gameplay to a certain degree. I do know Arcade1up tried to fix it. They brought out those, oh, what were they called? I'll think of the name here in a second. But anyways, those restrictors, that's what it was, to restrict it from an 8-way to a 4-way. Unfortunately, even though we bought it directly from Arcade1up, nothing was mentioned to us about that. I didn't even realize that they did it until it was apparently past the time of doing it. So we might have to check it out to see if we can get those. The next thing was we were going to see about getting new sticks in general for this. But I didn't want to throw off her game because she's used to the 8-way joystick. So it says totally up to her. I don't mind replacing anything, but I also don't want to ruin something that she's done for her, already got going for herself. You kind of get used to certain controls whenever you start getting good at it, and then someone changes the controls, and you're like, oh man, this stinks. Like this is not what I'm used to. And I am actually surprised I haven't died yet. Maybe talking and playing is what I have to do. But that is Burger Time, the game itself. It is very, very addictive, very, very fun. As far as how it plays on here, I think it does very, very nice. Besides the sticks, of course. But I mean, it looks great, plays great, and we really do enjoy it. So that is Burger Time. Here it is. The Clash of Titans. The entire galaxy depends on this. Not really, but Burger Time Babe is here, and I have challenged her to a match on her Burger Time cab. So we're going to see if I'm up for it. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this where she gets to play, and as she's playing, I get to ask her questions. Uh, Generally, like Burger Time questions or things about the machine, things like that. Just anything I could come up with to distract her that's still Burger Time related. So that's the rule. It has to be Burger Time related. So I'm going to go ahead and have her step up to the pedestal, her Pegasus, and see what I can do to distract her so that I can get more points on whenever I play. Okay. You can turn that up, man.
I don't always play with the sound.
You don't play with the sound?
Not always.
Why don't you play with the sound?
I don't know.
Is there a reason?
Not really. I just don't always play with the sound.
Okay, first question.
See?
Ooh. Oh, that 8-way's giving you trouble, huh?
It is.
So, what are the names of the characters who are trying to get you in this game and trying to destroy you?
I think it's just like Mr. Hot Dog, Mr. Egg, and Mr. Pickle. I don't remember. I don't know.
You are correct. Okay. So, do you remember the first time you ever played a Burger Time?
I do. It was at Old North, and
Old North is an arcade in Columbus, Ohio. It is our favorite arcade.
This is not going well. You're distracting me. So
I know,
much.
that's my whole point. You're too good at it, so I have to distract you. Yeah. Okay.
What was the question?
So what do you remember at the first time you played Burger Time? Where was it, and how did you come to? Oh, you have died. First one down.
Is it till we're like done?
Yes.
Oh well, this is gonna be garbage.
Everyone has those games,
but
especially whenever the camera's rolling.
Yeah. but it was at Old North, and I don't know. I'm particular with the games that I really like, I guess, and this just happened to be one of them. I don't know. It's fun.
So, how much excitement did you have whenever you played the game? Like, what was it that was like, all right, this is a game I like? What is it about these games?
I'm trying to figure out how they move, I guess, because once the hot dogs see you, they're gonna follow you. And I mean, the egg's kind of the same way. The pickle is random, and it's just I don't know. I'm kind of okay at it usually, except when you're talking to me.
The reason why she keeps doing that too is whenever you die as the chef, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
He goes, ugh! He throws his arms up and goes, ugh!
He even has like the exclamations above his head. Whoa!
Totally distracted you. Totally distracted you.
You did. That's probably like my worst game ever. Thanks a lot.
This is her scoreboard right here. You want to give it another go since that was so bad?
No, because it's not going to get much better. Maybe we'll see what you do, and then we'll see if I need to redeem myself.
All right. So what was that score? Was it 8,000 something?
8.
Oh, there it is. 8,950. This is her high score, which is 48.2.
That's 8,950 is like first level score. So I mean,
I think you did good. All right, now you get to take the camera. If you'll step over here. All right. Now, I get to play and try and beat your score. You can do the same thing to me. Ask questions, try to distract me. I'm not very good at burger time, so this shouldn't be too hard for you.
Oh,
all right.
Okay. Do you remember what you were doing when you purchased this cab?
Drinking.
Accurate.
Oh, see, 150. I stink at this game. Okay. Here's how I remember it. Is we were at the bar in Old North again, and you were like, "Man, I really like, dude. How did that one even get me?" This is very difficult. We're gonna have to do another game because I cannot.
Were you distracted?
Oh, you distracted. Okay. So what we did is, I remember you playing this game, and you were like, "Dude, I love this game. It's so fun. I absolutely like." You just were head over heels for it. Whenever I remember it, you had to kind of unenthused whenever I was asking you, but I remember you were like, "Man, does Arcade1up make ones like this? Like, have they ever made one like this? Because like if they did, like that, like definitely go out and buy it because like I would play it all the time." That's what you said. And I was like, all right, well, let me look. And I had a couple drinks, and they had been supposedly they were hard to find, is what everyone said. They're like, oh, like these are so hard to find, and you couldn't get them or whatever. But I just went on to Arcade1up site, and I was like, oh, look, a Burger Time, and I purchased it. It wasn't even like like had to find it or whatever, or figure out buy it secondhand for a whole bunch of money or whatever. But no, I was just like, oh, okay, and I believe it was $3.99 at that time. Ooh, get out of here! Get out of here! I used way too many peppers there.
Nicely done. Yeah, you did use too many.
Did I? I might actually beat you, babe. Yeah, look at this. You should be better at distracting me, like I'm better at distracting you. See, her thing is she has skill. I have distractionness.
Distractionness?
Yes, that's a word.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Do you remember the first time you played Burger Time?
First time I ever played Burger Time, I think it was after you played it because you were like, it's such a good game. And then I was like, okay. And I played it. I wasn't near as impressed with it as you were. Oh, dude! 7,900. You still beat me.
You tried.
Oh, I tried.
You did good.
I tried.
You did
So,
good.
BurgertimeBabe has defeated me in our first duel. Um,
First duel.
First duel. So we might do another duel at another time. Because I know BurgertimeBabe is very tired, and so we'll definitely do it another time. But she's the champion currently. She is the champion. Um, with that though, too, BurgertimeBabe, I got to ask you, since this is your cab, and this is kind of like your pride and joy. What do you think this is worth? Right now, there is so many people that are just running out and selling these things for astronomical prices. This again, we bought this for 400, and now at a good price, it seems like you can only get them for like 600. And I even saw someone the other day on Facebook that had it for $1,200. $1,200 for this.
Okay.
Okay, so do you think it's worth, if someone out there doesn't have Burger Time, do you think it's worth purchasing if they can find it at any price? Let's start with that.
At any price? Ugh. Probably not any price, but I mean, if you can afford it, yeah. I mean, it's especially if you can't fit like a full size cab in your space. Yeah. If you're just looking to add it to your collection, no, probably not. But if you're actually going to play it, yeah, I think it's worth it.
What is your too much mark?
Too much, Mark?
Like, all right, I'd pay for it up to this point, and then I'd be like, you don't really need it that much.
Oh, geez, I probably wouldn't pay more than 7 or 8 for it. 7 or 800.
Okay, and this is coming from a super fan too, guys. So keep that in
Right.
mind.
This is the best thing you could ever
get. So to someone who loves Burger Time and thinks this is the best Arcade1up you could possibly get, she'd say 700 to 800 at the most is what she would ever pay for something like this. So for me personally, as someone who isn't that much of a Burger Time fan, do I think that it's really worth that much money? No, I don't personally. But I'm also not a big fan of it. Um, I know that I have a Galaga cab over there that they can range up to $1,000, but that's an actual cab. Burger Time cabs, very, at least in our area, very difficult to find. And once you do find them, they are a little bit more expensive. I don't exactly know why. I need to look into more research about it. Don't know if there wasn't very many made or wasn't as popular exactly. But we always see them at the arcade, but we never see them like for sale anywhere. Like you do like a Galaga. Galagas are everywhere. So if you're like us and you're someone who found out Burger Time and you loved it and you can't find an actual one, then this is always an option for you to have. I think personally a reasonable price for this, since it was $400, and it is pretty rare. These are very very rare. Like they're hard to come by. If you found it for $500 or less and you're wanting the cab, I would probably say jump on it immediately. If you're really wanting the cab and you find it for maybe $600, I would say, yeah, not too bad. Just because they're just hard to find, and if you really, really want it. But honestly, I think $400 was a good price. The only thing that's really wrong with the cab, again, is just the screen on those two games. It kind of flattens them out because they're horizontal games and a vertical screen, and then to the sticks. That was the only real issues with this cab. It sounds great. It looks great. It was Arcade1up's first go at doing something else besides shark fins on the side. So, and this has been in our collection. This is probably within our first like 6 cabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, within like the first like 5 or 6 cabs. One of them was this, where I first started getting to it. And this is something I really bought to get her more into it. So whenever we're down here and we're having a drink, we are. She's always on this, and I'm usually on that. So, with that too, speaking of drinks, we do have a drink video out. Go check it out. It's our Timber Bender. It's where we talk about a little bit more about how we came, how the arcades really came and made us a couple, and also, or helped us at least, and also too, it's this one's here favorite drink. It's we'll have a link below for you, as well as some other fun stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, and keep on gaming on.